Hi and welcome to my channel. My name's Ali and today I want to be discussing the situation of relationships when it comes to a certain kind of scenario. So within this video I want to talk about what I've learned in the last year and a half. I was in a relationship with a woman, I won't mention her name, but she's a lovely woman, amazing. I still speak about her highly today. Maybe she doesn't deserve me to talk about her in that way, but I do. Anyway, I learned that some of the problems that we did have were down to my own issues. So with her, she used to suffer a lot from avoidance issues. So that's kind of like avoiding situations. And when you feel a little bit pressured or things become too intense, then the avoidant person will kind of push away. But you will be trying to pull them back in, knowing really that it's never going to work out that way. So I was with this woman for a year, on and off, and basically after 2.5 months, she started pulling away because our relationship was intense. It was in the best way, best scenario, best possible way. But this is the thing. As soon as you start to give that person too much love or admiration, then they do pull away because it's fear of abandonment. So then they feel as if like they're not good enough and they feel as if like you're going to leave them or something along them lines. Anyway, all I have learned is we broke up after 2.5 months. I didn't speak to her. She blocked me off social media. She blocked me off WhatsApp, off every single situation, anywhere, all over the internet, on the phone. And I chased. I did. I bought her flowers. I emailed her. I contacted her for as long as I could until she blocked me off of the networks. And then what happened then was I went to a house. I brought something back that she'd left at mine. And I decided I was going to go around and I was going to see if I could clear the air. And it had been about 4 weeks. By this point, I'd bombarded her with messages of "I love you, I really want you back, please don't do this to me." And I suppose I didn't realise how it felt for her. Now, what happens in the situation of avoidance is when the other person breaks up with you and then they don't want to be with you anymore and they break up and they say that's it, it's their decision, right? So as soon as they've made that decision that they don't want to be with you, it empowers them, makes them feel, it makes them feel good, knowing that they can have you back at any point because they know that you want them. Because, like I said, I bombarded her with messages. She knew I was waiting for her, so it was easy. So after 4 weeks of being in complete pain, misery, wondering what I'm going to do with my life, how I'm going to go about the rest of my life without her, I decided to completely pull back and move on myself after speaking to friends, family members saying, look, it's no good, you've got to give it up. So I gave it up. I then went on a dating site on Match.com and I met a girl straight away. I won't mention her name either. And then after some time of being with this new girl, it was about 6 weeks, I got a message from the previous ex-girlfriend, and she decided all of a sudden she wanted me back and she missed me and all this other stuff, and along the lines of a load of horrible, nasty things said about the new person I was currently seeing. Well, the relationship wasn't the same with the new person I was going out with, and I didn't feel the same, but I was healing. This other person was building me up a bit more, giving me confidence back. So when I heard from her, I didn't really want to know. Not really. I kind of moved on, but not 110%. It was more like 40%, 50%. There was still 50% there that I wanted her back, but I wasn't going to chase. So then what happened after that point then was she got in contact with me, and I'd said to her, look, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm seeing this new girl, like this new girl deserves a chance. Like she's been good to me, and she hadn't shown any signs of avoidance, the other person. So I felt safer with the other one because I knew that it was going somewhere. I did say to her actually on WhatsApp that I'll consider it and think about it. Well, the next 2 weeks after that, like, it was going through my mind. Not the first week, I just decided, no, I'm all right. The second week, I thought, well, if there is a chance, do you really want to be with this person again? And then I decided that I did. But I did tell the new girlfriend that, look, I think you're great and all that other stuff, but I do feel compelled to go back to my ex because I still love her. Um, and it's been 2 weeks now, and I said I'd get back in contact with her, and if there's any chance of us getting together, then after 2 weeks, then that would be the end of it. So I got back with her. But it wasn't long after, a couple of months, that again she started to avoid situations. As soon as I showed her love, and as soon as we had a really strong bond and connection, she moved on again. And I was then disappointed again. And then I thought, oh God. So I fell for all that. And then in July 18th, 2021, I become homeless. Had a disagreement with my mum, and that was it. Become homeless. I went from sofa to sofa, different friends and family members and things like that. And then I got a job on a holiday park, and that was short lived because of the COVID. Everything become complicated. So now I found a secure place where I live, and I like it. I like where I live. Although, you know, ideally I prefer to go back home because I felt a lot more secure because I liked where I lived. I knew the area really well, and I felt safe. So that happened. Then about 3, 4 weeks ago, I actually bumped into the ex-girlfriends. Bear in mind, we broke up 2 or 3 times by then. This other girl that I was seeing in between, I haven't seen her since, but I'd been with this other woman, the ex-girlfriend who I'm talking about, who the video's about. And then it was at like a private birthday do, and basically we kissed each other and we had a chat and we exchanged feelings and said, that we still loved each other and all these other things. And then we spent Valentine's night talking on the phone, and it seemed like things were going good again. And then all of a sudden, nothing. She wanted a space. She didn't want to speak to me anymore. It was going too fast for her. I think the point I come to, though, is that the avoidant people that you end up going out with, they're always going to get back to that place again. So it's never going to change. It's always going to be the same thing, unless you want to keep playing the game and acting as if like you don't care, because that's what they want really. Because they want to chase you, but they want to do it on their terms, and it's got to be on their terms. Literally, it can't be anything other than that. So I decided to go no contact. It lasted all of 12 days. Um, I didn't plan on it being just 12 days. I planned on it being for the rest of my life. I thought this woman's no good for me, like, because she takes me for granted, and she likes to uh, break my dignity and make herself look like she's the most important person. And I just thought to myself, I'm not this person. I deserve more respect than this. So anyway, I got back in contact with her after them 12 days and decided to talk to her. But I was triggered because I'd seen on her Facebook that she was with some other guy. I didn't know who it was, but it triggered me because, of course, I love the woman, and I never wanted to break up with her. But this is the thing. You have to decide to yourself, is it worth, this fairground of the same thing over and over again? Because by the end of it, you just don't feel very good about yourself. And there are other people out there that don't suffer from avoidance that will want to spend time with you. And it doesn't matter how much time you spend with them, the more you spend time with them, the more the love grows and the relationship prospers. So I think the reason why I made this video was to try and warn people whether it was worth it. In my example, not really. The relationship should have ended on the second time that we broke up, and I carried on. And it's because when you love somebody that much, you're just willing to keep trying and you keep chasing, and you just, I think because we had so much in common with each other, I think that's what made it more difficult as time went on. But also, I wanted to make this so um, I could document it for myself, to look back on it, so that if I ever become weak and never feel as if like, oh, I want to get in contact with this woman again, that I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I deserve more. I'm a good person. She knows I'm a good person. You know, I know I'm a good person, and I can't keep going through the pain of it all the time. So it's gone from non-contact and kind of like avoiding the situation myself, until in the hope that she'll come back to me, and I'm literally just waiting, you know. Um, but this is the thing. Today is the day when I decide I'm not going to ever give her the time of day. If she messages me in 3 months' time, or earlier, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm just going to decided to myself that if I carry on waiting, then I'm missing out on other opportunities of other people that I could potentially meet that are more suited to me, and less insecure. So I hope you took a lot out of that anyway, and just to educate people about avoidance, and the people that suffer from avoidance issues is, you have to consider whether it was worth it, because that's the most important thing. Because you want to feel love, and sometimes this constant circle of the same thing over and over again, it's not helping anyone's mental health. And with me, I've made that decision today.